soldier at 13. Slip king, realization there's no easy way to be free. No easy way to be free.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of To Be or Not To Be.
Episode 9?
Okay.
10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, I think this is episode 9. Yeah. Gosh.
4 more to go.
1 month left. There's
Yep.
1 month left.
Yep, exactly 1 month.
We were discussing this at work with some. I was this at work with somebody, and like, what are we gonna do to fill the void?
Game of Thrones.
That's probably what we're gonna do to fill the void. Yeah, probably Game of Thrones. We have to be the next one to start out with. Yeah, I was telling him, I don't know. I might have to like go outside and get like fresh air and shit.
Fuck that. No. Considering how slow I'm getting through the first Game of Thrones book, it'll probably be 2 or 3 weeks before I'm done with it. So, alright. Michael is looking at the episode title.
The episode title is 7.9. Episode number 7.9. They don't have the episode title on IMDb.
Well, okay.
So yeah. No information available.
Yeah. Okay, doke.
So yeah.
Episode 7.9.
Episode 7.9. Okay.
Good stuff.
Super good stuff.
So.
Yeah, still no information available. Okay. Oh gosh, quick recap. Shit happened and it went south real quick.
Yeah. Lots of violence. Everything got confused. Nothing worked out to plan. Nothing worked out to plan this time.
Excuse my language to all these watching, but I think the scientific term for what this episode was, I think it starts with a C. It's called cluster.
Yeah. That would be the word that
Yes.
we're looking for.
Yes, it was a cluster,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing went right in this episode.
No, it really didn't.
Absolutely nothing went right.
This was kind of a messed up episode in a depressing sense, because nothing went right.
Yeah.
This whole season, Jax has had a plan, but this is the first episode where he couldn't make it work.
Yeah.
Nothing was working. Before that, yes, things went wrong.
But they were fixable.
They were fixable. This one, he kind of fixes at the end, but not really. Not in the way. Even he says himself that his fix at the end is a band-aid until they can figure out how to do it right. Which I've noticed is Jax's way of saying, I have no idea how I'm going to fix this yet.
Yeah, this is just,
So I need time.
it's a temporary.
Yes.
To quote the great John Travolta in Broken Arrow, this is battle, and battle is fluid.
Yeah.
So he's just kind of having to float along.
Until he can find his footing again.
Yeah.
And
after, wow, let's put it this way. I think, you want me to go ahead and say it, or you want to go ahead and say it? I think after this episode, the people at Shop Sons of Anarchy, or whatever their store is, will be putting out a R.I.P. Bobby shirt.
yeah. That was...
You kind of saw it coming, but it was still like
It was harsh. It was rough. I think even both of us kind of saw it last week, although we didn't say it.
Because we were really hoping it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, although I really couldn't see any way around it because they weren't going to be able to put him back without being able to ride. And that was my thing. I was like, he can't ride. He has
no throttle hand.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean for this to sound callous, but he couldn't ride. He was nothing anymore, you know? And that, I was like, well, that's kind of his death sentence, but maybe not. Hold on to hope. Oh.
Then what
loss.
Marx's enforcer was saying, a true soldier to the end. As soon as that happened, I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
something's bad's about to happen.
What a loss.
I know it wasn't as bad. It wasn't as bad as Opie. Opie was a lot.
Opie was rough.
Opie was a real rough.
That was a rough loss. I mean, really bad.
That was kind of like. Opie was kind of like. You had like less than an episode to prepare for. This one, at least.
You had no time to prepare for Opie's at all because it was.
Yeah.
As soon, I mean, he made that snap decision.
The snap decision. You literally had minutes to prepare yourself. This was kind of like, when your grandfather or grandmother is very, very sick and they're going to pass away.
Yeah.
That was kind of like this. We had a couple of episodes to kind of prepare ourselves that, okay, Bobby's probably fixing to not make it.
Yeah. Mark Boone Jr., you are one of the greats. So, salute. It was horrible.
Yeah. And then to have Abel walk in on Gemma saying her goodbyes.
Another Abel Gemma moment. I have a feeling that there's going to be at least a couple more of these. It's like he always finds his way to where she is confessing her sins to whoever.
We just need to call him Priest Abel.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's get that trending.
Yeah.
Hashtag Priest Abel.
Hashtag Priest Abel. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do a hashtag on Twitter, so yeah.
Somebody else figure that out
So
for us.
figure it out for us. And
We're simple-minded folk here.
we don't even care if we don't get credit for it. We just want to know that
That's out there.
that hashtag Priest Abel is out there and stuff.
Yeah. Something. There was a nice little moment. There was a nice little moment between Jax and Wendy in this episode that I kind of like seeing. It was small. Just when they were about to leave, he leans in, says thank you, and gives her a kiss on the cheek. And I know that was just kind of a simple move, but I was like, that's nice.
There is some deep. We're able to look between the lines.
Yeah.
For 6.5 seasons, we can kind of look into reading in between the lines and stuff.
Yeah. I think that, I think more than anything it means that he has accepted that she's there.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to be there. And she's going to continue to be there. And speaking of being there, Nero is finalizing his plans to leave, and he's still wanting Gemma to go with him. Not sure.
In the timeline of what... This was all in one day, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This was one day.
This was basically one day. The next day he was going to his lawyer and signing the paperwork with his uncle. So he's on his way out.
Yes. Although he still hasn't told Jax that he's selling his half of Diosa.
Yeah. Which,
honestly, I mean, we don't really care about Diosa right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We don't care about Diosa anymore. When he actually said that, and I was like, Diosa? It's like, oh yeah, I forgot. They're supposed to be running all these businesses instead of they're just going out to kill people.
Yeah.
Um,
There's no. I mean, Dios is pretty much. I mean, I don't.
Diosa doesn't matter.
Dios
anymore.
doesn't matter anymore. Red Woody doesn't matter anymore.
No.
Honestly, they're pretty much going to be.
Although I still want Skankenstein. I want that over there in our collection, and it better be on Blu-ray. It better be a steelbook. I'm serious.
a 3D steelbook.
Yes.
I mean, really, the businesses don't matter.
No.
With 4 episodes left, potentially, if they go with the way it is, potentially 4 days left in the lives of these people.
Yeah.
It could be. We're talking like less than a week, and this will be over.
Yeah. Diosa. None of that matters anymore.
I
Maybe-
think survival is the only thing that matters.
You know, maybe it'll matter again when they get to the final episode, and you know they're realizing they're gonna have to show something about whoever's left, what they have, you know, for the future.
Mm-hmm.
But who's gonna be left?
I mean,
Is
really,
anybody gonna be left?
right now, out of the originals from the beginning of the season, you've got Jax, you've got Tig,
Chibs
Chibs.
and Juice.
I mean, and Juice is in
Juice is in
solitary.
Yeah. Because Happy wasn't an original member. He didn't come in till. Well,
Yeah,
he did.
He was a nomad.
He was a nomad, but he wasn't Redwood original.
Yeah.
Until
Until I don't know, but
season 3, I think.
But then you got Rat and
Montez and
Montez and say it
West.
West. Oh, and West got a nice little show.
Yeah. Right. Oh man, I forgot about that part. Oh man, that was awesome.
That was
Way to go, Chibs.
Yeah. Go Chibs.
Scoring with the sheriff on her police car
In a public garage.
in front of your brother. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. I mean, she basically gave him an ultimatum,
Yeah.
and I don't know if it's true carrying for it, or if he's just doing that to keep the game going.
I think it might be a little bit of both. I think that he cares for her, but he's not willing to admit it yet because he's got to stay focused on the end,
Mm-hmm.
on the end game.
Oh, and also the person that they are framing for Tara's murder was not even in the state
When it happened,
when it happened. He was actually in
jail.
jail.
Well, in a sober tank.
In a sober tank for something completely unrelated.
Uh-huh.
And so that's a kink in the
And only
armor.
Unser and Jerry know about it.
Yeah.
And that's why Juice is in solitary now, because they took away his deal.
Yep.
And he doesn't know it, but I have a feeling that everybody's going to find out because the guard said, I'll tell Tully.
Mm-hmm.
Tully will reach out to Jax.
And it's just gonna go downhill from there.
Yeah, I think that we've reached the point in this season where everything is going to start unraveling.
Yeah.
Slowly. Until at least the last 2 episodes.
It's gonna be a slow burn.
The last episode is going to be intense, of course. Last episode is going to be absolutely nuts, but I think it's going to be a slow unraveling, and the first bit of that is going to be
Soon.
Juice's solitary and finding out what's going on there. So,
Because, I mean, Kurt Sutter even said himself, he tweeted out that the last episode is going to make the Red Wedding look tame.
yeah, and we don't really know what that's all about yet because, you know, obviously, like
We haven't
we
got
just
into Game
said,
of Thrones yet.
we haven't started watching it yet, and I'm only halfway through the first book, so, but yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
So,
It's getting... This was a kind of a calm episode as far as violence is concerned. I
yeah.
don't think anybody actually died. Except for Bobby. Obviously except for Bobby.
Yeah.
But it's just, oh man, it's just getting nuts. And
But yeah.
I've said it before, December 3rd is going to be a very depressing day. Because
Yep.
you'll wake up I mean, once we get done with this podcast or this video series, it's going to be kind of depressing. It's like, okay, we have nothing else to say.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I'll be talking about it at work, of course, and you'll be talking about it with people that you know. But it's
Yeah.
but we got to go. So we're
Yeah.
running only because we're running out of space on memory card.
Uh-huh.
So
So we're gonna wrap this up, and hopefully you guys will actually see this before the end of the show.
yeah, hopefully you'll see this within the next week or so.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. In case anybody wants to keep score, this is episode 9. As of the taping of this right now,
we have 6 episodes.
we have 6 episodes
posted.
up. So I'm 3 behind, but hopefully I will be able to catch up this week.
Yeah.
But anyway, till next week.
Mm-hmm.